Hello and welcome to Pod Meets World. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.
This week we're discussing the episode Pop Quiz. This episode originally aired March 10th, 1995, attracting approximately 19.1 million viewers. Number one at the box office this week. Any guesses? Any guesses?
Couldn't be the Brady Bunch again.
No, not at all. It's a movie called Outbreak. Don't ask me, I didn't bother looking into it. It had something to do with like an Ebola virus outbreak, but I didn't read any further.
I'd be surprised if it was anything else.
It was the coronavirus back in 1995.
Number one on the Billboard charts. Any guesses? Any guesses? Take a Bow by Madonna.
Ah, yes.
Number one TV show for the week.
ER?
Seinfeld.
ER.
Oh well.
WWF Champion.
I have no idea.
Justin, what's the one answer it's been for like the last 8 episodes? Diesel.
Yeah, that one.
WCW Champion at the time.
Mr. Hogan?
It is indeed Hulk Hogan. And for video games at the time. Okay, so on the day this episode aired, this little game called Panzer Dragoon was released.
Ooh, that's something I have not played.
Neat.
I'm not finished. The next day, Chrono Trigger is released.
And that's another beautiful one.
I'm not done.
But wait, there's more.
Exactly. On the 14th, so 4 days after, Mario's Picross is released. I'm assuming only in Japan.
Probably.
Yeah.
And finally, on March 17th, Descent is released for MS-DOS,
Neat. I played that.
which involves texture map, polygons, polygonal enemies, and 6 whole degrees of freedom.
It was like Doom, but you go in all directions.
Yeah.
That's about the best I can really describe it.
I've never played it, but I kind of want to.
It's bollocks if you play it now, but it was...
Of course it is.
It was amazing at the time.
Alrighty. So in this episode, Corey and Sean have just received a 12 and a 16 on their quizzes. I'm assuming that's percent, but we don't actually ever know that for sure.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of the numbers.
There are numbers.
So, if they got that out of 20, that wouldn't be terrible.
It'd still be
With
fair.
how they were talking, it was most likely a case of you.
No, out of 20, that would have been a pass.
16 or 6?
It's 12 and 16.
Oh, so 12 and 16. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's out of 30.
Well, I mean, Corey would have passed. I mean, barely, but he would have.
Yeah.
No, from how it kind of sounded, it either had to be the 100 or at the very least the 50.
Anyway, Mr. Feeney asks them some basic questions, such as, have you ever read a book?
What?
But they don't comprehend.
What's the book?
Later, Mr. Turner tells them to do a book. Their book report is near due. They ask for an extension, and he grants them one until Sunday at 5 p.m.
I'm sorry to tell you, Sarah, but my dog ate it. Shut that yet.
I love it immediately.
Okay, I know you just assigned the assignment, but my dog already ate it.
Meanwhile, Joey and Frankie are caught reading a letter from Harley Kiner telling of his times at a juvenile detention camp, and he is loving every minute of it. They speculate that he is a new gang and are distraught over the fact that they have no leader. We're hangers-on without anything to hang on to.
We're lackeys without being anyone's lackey.
It's so good. Eric appears and cons his brother out of his ticket to the water park so he can attend with a girl. Joey and Frankie see this and immediately recognize him as their new leader. Eric, however, wants nothing to do with them as they are scum. On Saturday, Corey and Sean appear at Mr. Turner's apartment, unknowingly one day early because apparently they can't figure out how a fucking calendar works,
Yeah.
with their book report that they copied off the back of a VHS box.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah,
Very much so.
To every detail that was on the box, like the cast.
It's of Mice and Men, which is actually the synopsis copied off the back of a video cassette, including powerfully acted. God damn. While in his apartment, they stumble across an open grade book and see plans for a pop quiz Tuesday. They see this as their chance to finally get a good grade, as it tells what chapters the quiz will cover. They leave as if nothing has happened, only to come prepared Tuesday with knowledge and enough number 2 pencils for the entire class.
Anyone need a pencil? Anyone?
For some reason, that's not suspicious at all, you know?
No, that's not sus at all. Next, we go to Mr. Feeney's office, where he is talking to a new transfer student who has a bad disciplinary history, but appears quiet and polite. Soon, the real transfer student, Griff Hawkins, appears, telling the first boy to leave and explaining to Mr. Feeney that he's not a morning person. After some misbehavior, Mr. Feeney is not pleased and tells Griff how things work in his school. He gives him a detention. Next, we go back to Joey and Frankie, who are following Eric everywhere, much to his displeasure. They've also started dressing like him. Which is... Griff starts walking confidently down the halls and attracting many girls. Joey and Frankie take note of this and stare at him. Eric acts as if he wants them to be his lackeys, but decides that he will help them talk to Griff after school. They meet at Chubby's, where Griff is with some girls. They make their move when he is alone and explain their positions. Griff is hesitant, but they soon prove their worth when they get rid of a jock who confronts Griff for messing with his girlfriend. He realizes their worth and eventually takes them on as his lackeys. In the meantime, Corey feels guilty about looking at Mr. Turner's gradebook. He and Sean confess to Mr. Turner that they did it, only to find out that the assignment has been posted in class for 2 weeks. God damn.
It wasn't quite a pop quiz, but we made you think it was, because I know you never look at the board.
They are amazed to discover that all assignments are posted on the blackboard daily. Do they literally not do anything in class?
You never know, really.
They have student blindness.
I was not a good student, but I at least read the blackboard.
Yeah, I usually
once in a while
paid attention to what the homework was supposed to be, only to kind of neglect the homework.
Oh, I knew what the homework was, I just never did it.
Exactly. It's like, okay, what's the test? I know the material anyway. What the hell?
They decide to go home and actually read a book. Mr. Feeney comes in, also amazed at how Mr. Turner has the ability to get through to the boys. Well, and he tells them anything they don't seem to understand yet. He then pays Mr. Turner $20 for the bet they had as to who could really get the boys to study.
Open a book.
So what do y'all think of this episode?
It was marvelous. Just with the basic story of the student can't really learn just because of the supposed methods that were done to help teach them and other sorts of things. And then just the bully conflict that was along with the story was amazing.
Was this the episode with the Lucky Charms sandwich? Or what was that one?
I don't remember.
It was
but
of
that
those
was a
episodes,
thing.
But it was a thing at some point, and I'm like, what?
It was a thing. And on the one hand, I'm like, congratulations, you made a culinary masterpiece. But really, Cheese Whiz, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, Cheese Whiz is nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Just use cheese.
Well, it depends on the kind of cheese you're using.
I don't know. I think just to sort of mesh with it, it just would have been chocolate sauce.
Maybe
Chocolate sauce works with everything.
As long as you're not using American cheese, I'm okay with it. Because that is nasty too.
American cheese.
Yeah, you know those like cheese slices you can buy?
Those.
The packaged
Yeah,
ones.
no, I wouldn't use. No, not quite that.
They're alright.
Just use
only
actual
in like
cheese.
certain circumstances.
They're not alright. Anyway,
It's like substitute cheese.
Yeah.
no, it's plastic. It's
Yeah,
motherfucking
that-
plastic.
They sure like eating their plastic.
Anyway, did either of you have anything else about this episode?
Just the interactions with Sean and Corey and the teachers.
Or just
I
being
keep-
in their Mr. Turner's house, causing like all
Bob.
sorts of chaos.
Just Bob they have. I'm not gonna drop it. Drops the CD into the fish tank, but it could be piranha. But then just their reactions with the teachers, like, I yell at you to do all these particular things, and it's like you don't even listen to me.
I love Mr.
What?
Turner comes over and he's like, good boys, good boys. You're some like fucking dogs.
And of course, the main line for this episode: open a book.
Alrighty, so if there's nothing else, next week we'll be discussing the episode The Thriller in Phila.
Oh boy.
I've been waiting for this episode since day one.
Oh boy.
Alrighty then.
Corey joins the wrestling team to make a name for himself, but eventually he realizes that he doesn't have to fucking wrestle. Because there's no one in his weight class. Corey and Topanga's mutual interest in each other is revealed for the first time for anybody who had a stroke recently. Also, one other minor important note about this episode. if you'll bear with me. It's time! It's time! It's Vader time!
Okay, well, don't worry. That just went right over my head right now.
There's going to be a guest appearance, and not the last one, by professional wrestler Vader.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
He's going to be the father of Frankie.
Interesting.
Okay.
Let me show you a picture of Vader and you will understand why. That is Vader. That
Was Vader. Yes.
is Vader.
Yes.
He is a rather large gentleman.
Yes.
Well, was a rather large gentleman. So yes, it will be good and it will be bollocks.
Good and bollocks. We'll go with that.
So until next time, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.